Yo, what's good guys? It's Fuji. I just wanted to make a video on the Bitcoin farm, and since you clicked on this video, you clearly want to know if it's worth it, and I'm here to tell you, yes. If we take a look here, I'm at Bitcoin farm level 1, and it takes 10 graphics cards to fill this thing up. And honestly, this is a good spot for most people if you're just like getting on every couple days and not like the whole OD grinder, because level 2 and all that stuff is cool and all, but you have to keep up with it every single day. For me, Bitcoin farm is the most worth it. And I just say give it a go and see how much money you can make out of this thing. The earlier that you do it is the better, since you'll have more days in the wipe. I don't know how many more days are in the wipe. I have an estimate, probably 2-3 months maybe. But regardless, it's definitely worth a shot. So when talking about the graphics cards, you got two ways to find them. You can either farm them on interchange, which I like to do, which I recently made a video on. So I'll have that popped up on the screen here just for you to check that out if that helps you. Or you can purchase them on the flea. Right now, they're a bit high. I say buy them anywhere around 450,000 to at most 500,000, but even then 500,000 stretch. Just for reference, let's say you bought all your graphics cards and the total price that you got was 5 million. It'd take about 20 days until you broke even, and from then on, you'd be making profit without even having to do anything. Which in my eyes is just a no-brainer. Right now, Bitcoin is worth 318,000, but that varies at times. There's a clip of right here that I'll just put up on the screen that I got 326,000 per Bitcoin. And that was just the other night. So you can always expect to have a higher or lower number than this, but I say anything above 300,000 is worth it to sell. A side note to pay attention to, when doing the Bitcoin farm, you'll actually realize that you'll start leveling up your hideout management skill, which increases your total profit per hour on all crafts, not just the Bitcoin farm. So even when you're doing some crafts like flechette rounds or whatever with your fuel, making money that way, other ways in your hideout, this will be even more beneficial to you if you do some crafts. And to those of you that are purposely crafting your life away to try to max out the hideout management skill, this is something that'll help you and give you simple and mindless leveling without having to do a single thing. And while we're on the topic of Bitcoins and the Bitcoin farm, there's an actual barter for Bitcoin at mechanic level 2, which I find kind of worth it right now. Because if you can get these Tetrises and these green batteries for anything less than a total of like 270, like 280,000, as long as it's like how it is right now where it's 318,000, you can make at least anywhere upwards of 50 to 75,000 rubles easily, just on each rotation here with mechanic. Another thing to mention when talking about that barter, green batteries are actually a craft, and these things that you come up with USB-A and rechargeable batteries and power banks, these are things you come across all the time and probably even leave just because you don't think it has any use to you. So next time you see them in raid, try to just be mindful and take them with you, because then these can make you some green batteries that don't even take that long, 8 hours for 2 or so. And going back to the Bitcoin farm, if you're finding graphics cards in raid, make sure you put them in your pouch and just hold on to them. If you die, there's nothing to lose, you just hold on to it. And once you get enough, or if you just get enough money from the Bitcoin farm, you can just upgrade to level 2 whenever you feel. And that'll give you 15 more slots, giving you even more profit per hour. Roughly, I believe it's like 1.2 Bitcoin per day compared to like 0.82 Bitcoin per day at Bitcoin Farm 1. But something to also keep in the back of your mind is when you upgrade your Bitcoin farm, you gotta pay attention to it more often, because this will fill up quicker. And you don't want that to happen, especially if you go off for a few days, then you're not going to be making any money for that amount of time. And that's why I say Bitcoin farm is the most worth it for all players, since the Bitcoins will be crafted within 29 hours, and that only takes around like 3 days to get all 3. But if you could get the items periodically and don't let it fill up, you'll have this thing always going, especially when you keep fueling. That's something to keep in mind. Fuel will take away from your profit. And if you're doing other crafts, that shouldn't be an issue, because the flechette craft is like probably the most profitable thing that you can do to get back from your fuel and just break even on your fuel, as well as other little tricks that I've had on my YouTube shorts talking about water filters and reusing them for filter absorbers, which will save you money there. But I think that's just about all I have to cover in this video. If you found any of the stuff that I said here helpful, be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing for more content. I'll have more content just like this, informational guides, as well as other gameplay videos, so just be on the lookout if you do consider subscribing. And I'll have some videos up here that I've recently posted, so be sure to check those out if you seem interested. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Take care and peace.